Hi Stampers, this is Holly from Rubber Redneck. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and welcome to another Rubber Redneck video tutorial. Today's video is my project for my $10-15 club for this month of January. Anybody that is in my $10-15 club receives a completed project along with the supplies to recreate the fun project. This is how this month's project is going to be mailed out to everybody. The card's inside and it's just in one of my cellophane bags. And then when you open it up on the inside, here's all the goodies that comes out. I have a little piece of paper labeling it so you know that it's the $10-15 club project. And then you get all the cardstock and embellishments to recreate this fun project. Now please note there is no stamped images and no die cut images in these little kits. We're not allowed to do that, so just wanted to let you know in case you're looking for the little shapes in the kits. And then they also get the completed project as well. For more details about my $10-15 club, visit my blog rubberredneck.typepad.com. And if you have any questions, just let me know. This card uses the stamp set called Perfect Pennants out of our main catalog. This is a really fun and versatile set. You can use it for Valentine's, birthday, New Year's. You can also make it out for cards for thinking of people. There's just a lot of possibilities with this stamp set. So be sure to visit my blog because I will be sharing lots of ideas with this set. To create this card, you want to cut one piece of the Blackberry Bliss cardstock. And you want to cut that at 5.5 by 8.5. Once you have that cut, place it onto your Simply Scored scoring tool and score at 4.25. Then fold it on the scored line and take your bone folder and crease that down good. Set your card base aside. Then you want to cut one piece of old olive cardstock at 4 inches by 5.25. Once you have that cut, you're going to take the old olive blendability markers and your ruler and just draw a line around the edge of that old olive cardstock. Take the stamp set from Perfect Pennants, ink it in Blackberry Bliss, and stamp onto the right side of the cardstock. Repeat and do that 3 times. Then take a stamping sponge and sponge your edges with some old olive ink. You want to cut one piece of the Park Lane Designer Series paper in that multi-pattern. Cut that at 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. Once you have that cut, you're going to glue this across your old olive cardstock. Just glue it right in the center. And I went towards the right so that there was a little gap over here on the left. Then you want to cut one piece of soft suede cardstock, and you're going to cut that at 4.25 by 5.25. Then you're going to zip this through the Big Shot with the hive framelit to die cut it out, giving you all these little hexagon little pieces, and they're tiny. They're smaller than the hexagon punch that we sell, and that's the size you're going to need. Once you have that die cut out, take some of those out of that die cut and just put stamping dimensionals onto the back and then place them on the right side here. And you're just going to build a hexagon with the hexagons. So just start layering them, and you'll want the second one to hang off on the right side just a little bit. And I left a little space in between them because I want them to stand out a little bit more. And then I put the last one at the bottom here. Once you have that part done, take a pair of paper snips and trim off that overhang on that soft suede cardstock. And another thing to mention too, when you use the blendability markers, be sure to put a piece of paper underneath your cardstock because they slightly bleed through the cardstock. So you want to protect the surface that you're working on. Cut one piece of Calypso Coral cardstock at 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. Die cut them out using the Chalk Talk framelit, then sponge your edges with the soft suede ink and a stamping sponge. Once you have that sponge, take a stamping dimensional and you want to place that onto the right or left side on the back of your Calypso Coral cardstock, and then you're just going to put just a little bit of glue on the right side so when it lays across the soft suede here, it's going to attach to those pieces. And then place that right in the center. Be sure to leave that so that you can see all 4 of those hexagons. Then you want to cut 1 piece of Whisper White cardstock at 1/2 inch by 1 3/4. Then you'll take the stamp from Perfect Pennants, and you want to use this like banner stamp here. You're going to stamp onto that Whisper White cardstock in that Daffodil Delight ink. Then die cut that out using the Big Shot and the banner framelits, and then sponge one end of that with the soft suede ink and the stamping sponge. Once you have that sponge, then you're going to glue this to the Calypso Coral. Now this is going to hang off onto the soft suede, so what you want to do is just put that glue onto that left side only on the back of that Whisper White cardstock. You want to cut 1 piece of Whisper White cardstock, and you want to cut that at 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. Take the stamp from Perfect Pennants, ink it in Blackberry Bliss, and stamp onto the Whisper White cardstock. Then take your old olive marker and draw a line around the edge. Then sponge the edges with the soft suede ink. Once you have that part done, place stamping dimensionals onto the back. You want 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. Then you're going to attach this going across all those layers that you've created here. You're just going to overlap that Calypso Coral cardstock. You want to cut 13 inches of the Calypso Coral Baker's Twine, and then you also want to cut an 8-inch piece of the Tangerine Tango Baker's Twine, sorry. Once you have that cut, place a glue dot onto the end, and then you're going to wrap this around the layers. So just place it on the back there, and you're going to wrap this around these layers twice. You want it to go below onto that Whisper White cardstock. So you might have to adjust that to move it down so it looks nice. And then secure the other end with another glue dot. So that's what it looks like so far. Once you have this part done, take that 8-inch piece of the Tangerine Tango Baker's Twine, tie this around both pieces here, and then you're going to create a bow out of this. And there's what it'll look like so far. Now you're ready to glue this to your Blackberry Bliss card base. Just put a little bit of glue right onto the back, and then place that onto the front. Then you want to take some of the Rhinestone Basic Jewels, and you're going to color them with the Old Olive Blendability markers. That's the fun part about these markers, that you can color your embellishments. So you just want to take the brush tip end there, and you're just going to color right over those rhinestones. And one fun thing I like to do is I actually have a sheet of rhinestones for each one of my blendabilities. I color all of them the same color, and then I just have them labeled in our clear cases that we sell, and then I just pull them out as I need them. Saves me a little time that way doing it ahead of time. Then you want to take and put these onto the hexagons on that soft suede. And then I took and put 3 over onto the left side of the Old Olive cardstock, kind of building like a triangle pattern there. And that's the front of the card when you're done. Now for the inside of the card, I kept it pretty simple. You're going to cut one piece of old olive cardstock at 4 inches by 5 1/4, excuse me. Then you're going to take the Blendability Old Olive marker again, draw around your edge, and then take the stamp from Perfect Pennants, ink it in Blackberry Bliss, and stamp on that right side. Once you have that stamped on, then you're ready to glue this to the inside of your card. Now, I normally use like white or vanilla cardstock on the inside of my card because if you have cards that you're giving to older people, sometimes they have trouble reading the message, but the old olive is light enough that if you use like a black pen, your message will stand out inside your card there. And then that completes the tutorial for my Perfect Pennants $10-15 club project. For more details on my $10-15 club and how you can join, please visit my blog rubberredneck.typepad.com. Thank you for watching.